The University of Idaho is considering knocking down the 1122 King Road residence. The residence there at 1122 was donated to the University of Idaho. University of Idaho wants to demolish it and possibly demolish it immediately before the trial. They're right now in the process of giving property back to the families. I find this very concerning because, one, you want everything to be relatively the same. That way, when a jury comes in and they walk the house or walk the scene, they get a really clear picture of what occurred there. It's very impactful. It's very powerful for the prosecution to do that. I find it very concerning that the University of Idaho is doing this, and there's been a lot of concerns and questions when it comes to the university there being especially the main financial driving support of the community. Right? Are they doing this because they're trying to heal? They're trying to move forward? Or is the University of Idaho doing this so that way they can have more students coming back? That way, that house isn't up there being a constant reminder to potential students that are going to the university who maybe perhaps now are choosing other universities over the University of Idaho. Now, remember, this isn't the first time that they've done some questionable things. There was the fact that they didn't want to put out reward flyers throughout town, right? And as a constant reminder of the situation that had occurred. You look at the court system out there and how they're trying to just gag order everybody, including the family members of the victims. Now, is that because they're trying to protect the integrity of the trial, or is that possibly because the community is trying to put this on as far as the government and the community, the city, the university, all of those guys, are they trying to recuperate any monies they may have lost due to the fact that this incident had occurred and a lot of students were probably choosing other universities than the University of Idaho or even Washington State University? And like I said, this ain't the first time there's been a lot of questions as to whether or not the university is doing something for the best interest for the case, trial, hearing people, or the best interest of themselves. Don't forget, 2011, there was a professor at the University of Idaho who took the life of a student that he was having an improper relationship with. But prior to that incident where that life was taken, that student and that student's friends reported reported information, including the possibility of an incident occurring with said professor that could end in the taking of lives, not just one, but lives. And the University of Idaho basically told that student and her friends to go contact the police, that they had a confidentiality agreement, and so they couldn't do anything about that situation. Go look it up if you don't believe me. I think that priority and there's just a lot of things that are messed up when it comes to where things should be lined up on that hierarchy of priority. I think the university is putting itself beyond the community, beyond the students that attend their college, and beyond, anything at this point. I find it disgusting, and I think that the University of Idaho maybe weren't the proper people to have donated that piece of property to. I understand the sentiment of making it into a memorial for the victims' families and for the city and for the community, but I think there's a timing for which that has to be done, right? And doing so immediately only, in my opinion, hinders this case. I think it should be waited. Let me know in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the University of Idaho? What are your thoughts on the situation with them, destroying it? Also, let me know on the DoorDash. Do you guys think that the DoorDash guy was involved? Do you guys think that Brian Laundrie, it's too early for me. Bryan Kohberger is the actor there when it comes to the DoorDash? Do you think that those two guys are the same, Bryan Kohberger and the DoorDash guy? Let me know in the comment section. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family members. I, for one, don't think that the property should be destroyed until after the commencement of the trial, and once that's been over and done with, and we have a guilty verdict. Let's well, once the trial is over, let's just say he goes through it and for whatever reason, he's mistrial or acquitted, whatever the case may be. Um, at that point, I think it's a good opportunity to probably demolish the house. I'm not saying that you have to keep it preserved for the rest of, time, but there's an arrest already made. There's charges. Police seem confident that they got the guy that was responsible for this. Let's just wait a few months. Let's see what happens. He hasn't even pled yet. He hasn't pled even guilty or innocent at this point. So let's get through that part. Let's get through the preliminary hearing. Let's find out what evidence is out there. And then we can take that from that step forward. That's just my opinion, y'all. Don't forget, tonight we're going to be going on live at 7:35. We're going to be talking about DoorDash, University of Idaho, the prosecution theory and the defense theory. So hit that like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. And also, right here, go back and watch the defense theory. We'll see you next week or tonight. Peace out.